All right, so let's look at my team to begin. What are your overall thoughts?
Trash. Terrible. No good. Very bad.
No.
Wow.
Well, that's the. I like Murray, McCaffrey.
The main thing for me here is James Conner. I'm really concerned about that.
Yeah.
And then the Week 11 bye is the Week 11 bye. I mean, it's brutal,
I don't.
but
I don't love James Conner. The bench.
Yeah.
The bench isn't terrible.
I think you set up well for players potentially popping throughout the season that you can put in there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have 7 wide receivers. Without knowing for sure, that's probably, if not the most, then at least tied for the most that anyone has in the league. Was that your strategy going in, or is that just how it broke out?
The receivers are just so good. I just end up taking them.
Yeah.
There were guys here that I just really liked. There were guys like Henry Ruggs that I didn't take. Debo, I mean, I imagine I'll be able to put him in my IR, which will help me. But other than that, I just felt more confident about the receivers than the running backs. I don't want to reach for a guy that I know I'm going to cut after week 1.
I like the pickup of Tannehill.
Yeah, Tannehill is amazing in fantasy. He's just way too underrated. And again, Anthony Miller, the fact that I saw him, he's amazing in PPR.
Sorry for the audio listeners. That's actually 8 wide receivers, not 7. I miscounted. Which is absolutely the most anyone has. I don't even need to look.
All right, Brandon, let's go with your team next.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, let's go with his team next.
Hopefully it does load. We have some loading issues, of course, with everything, but Shane, if you wanna me to have you share your screen with the teams if you have them open.
I'll give you this, Brandon. Probably the best tight end and defense, at least starting tight end and defense that anyone's going to have in the league. That's what I'll say in terms of the positive.
Thank you.
Do you want me to start with the negatives? Do you want me to go negative?
No.
Okay, wait. So your positive are the tight.
Travis Kelce and the Bills. I would imagine that both of them are going to be, if not the very best of their positions, then top 3 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the rest of the team goes, I'm wondering if Brandon thought it was 2012 with some of these guys. I mean, we got Deshaun Jackson, we got Golden Tate.
I mean, look, the bench is
Le'Veon Bell in round 3.
No,
I mean, I'm sorry, I can't get off you for that. Like, man.
Okay, wow.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, that was kind of bad.
You know what, Shane? Shut up.
Deshaun Watson, I love it.
That's good.
Ronald Jones as a flex is scary.
He
probably won't be your flex.
Be my flex.
Brandon Cooks is underrated. If he's healthy, he's phenomenal. Golden Tate up and down. Good week some, not as much. Gardner Minshew, of course, your guy.
I
wouldn't expect nothing else.
I'm going to defend Minshew right here, right now.
No,
Minshew, the 3 games
bad.
he played fantasy-wise last year, he kicked ass.
He's even better in PPR. You played non-PPR. He's even better in PPR. No, that's phenomenal.
And then on the rest of the guys I picked up were just kind of
Yeah, Austin Eckler, you worry about you worry about that, but other than that,
what was that, Connor? Huh?
I think you were hearing things.
Yeah,
Let's continue, Robert.
That's what you thought.
Okay.
And then
let's look at Connor's now.
Okay.
Give me King Felipe.
We can go with some King Felipe.
Give me this nonsense.
I like that name.
Let me pull I appreciate that. Thank you. Again, gotta show respect to the Kings.
I'm thinking of a name right now for my team. I don't even know.
Wait, my team's gonna surprise y'all, or it won't, and I'll just look like a complete fool and I'll own it. But
I mean, I am currently very surprised by your team. You're right. Very surprised.
Yeah, fair.
All right, Brandon. What are your thoughts on Connor's team now?
Start with me.
Well, I'll give you the positives first.
Go ahead.
You have Lamar.
I do have Lamar.
So that's a plus.
Except you worry about the injuries, though.
There's that. I think you have maybe on paper the best two. You have like the best running back duo. In terms of I think Josh Jacobs, he was like amazing, and Nick Chubb is like I think Nick Chubb is slept on in terms of a running back.
No, he is, but you worry about Hunt though. You worry if he's gonna get.
Yeah, that's I forgot to mention it because I think we were talking about something else. Someone took Kareem Hunt like 2 picks before me. I was gonna get Kareem Hunt as a handcuff in case Nick Chubb went down, but I can't remember who. Someone took him, that was the biggest.
I'm worried about carry differential. I'm not worried about handcuffing. I'm worried about, or not worried about injury with Chubb. I'm actually worried about carry differential.
I never know, but
I'll
that's a
say
good point
this:
too.
your defense is meh.
The Vikings defense is meh. The Vikings defense is meh.
Dude, they got Yannick Ngakoue yesterday.
Will you what?
The Vikings have Yannick Ngakoue, and you're saying that this is bad?
I think Connor's biggest hole is probably receiver.
I agree.
Yeah,
it absolutely is.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily a hole. I love Allen Robinson. I love Scary Terry.
Or
Here's the
his
question.
one like weakness, I guess.
This is like an actual question. Do you guys think Jonathan Taylor would actually work as a flex? This is a legit question.
Yeah, second half of the year. Yeah, I think he'll be one of the best flexes by the end of the year.
Yeah, I actually think Connor's
Probably.
bench was like in terms of bench, like it actually is a pretty good
Yeah,
bench
bench is not bad at all.
because it does what I usually want in a bench, which is like starting caliber players that you could put in that you wouldn't put in usually.
Yeah.
The
only one is Alexander Madison, but I understand your reasoning on that.
Yeah. That was a bit of a shot in the dark, I'll be honest, but I don't hate it, But it's definitely the weakness in terms of the bench, you're right.
And then Shane's team.
All right, let's get it.
if you couldn't hear it, Connor, I gave you a sarcastic slow clap.
Oh, no, I could hear it. I just chose to ignore it.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shane is mean.
I will end you.
I can't wait for week 6. I can't wait for week 6.
Week 6 is going to be.
Seattle is currently beating LAFC.
Cool.
Speaking of that, what are your guys' thoughts on Messi, of course, in 3 years going to NYC?
I mean,
was that confirmed? Is that
for 125 million
it's 95% at this point.
I don't think it's really gonna do that much anyway for LAFC because they're a trash. Or to New York.
NYC. Yeah.
NYC, they're like.
You don't think Lionel Messi is going to do a lot for NYCFC? An MLS team.
One player does not make a team.
But it's the MLS is always my thing.
It's the MLS, and it's
but we've seen what happened. Who was the guy who went to LA to the Galaxy?
David Beckham?
No, Ibrahim.
Oh, Ibra.
He did
well, and David Beckham.
Yeah, but Ibra's more recent. No, I think he'll do a lot for NYC. I feel like it's gonna be crazy.
Go!
But let's go through Shane's team. Positives and negatives here.
About to derail us, Brandon. My goodness.
I know.
I really like the receiving core, both in terms of the starting receivers and the bench. I think he did a great job there.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins was an interesting pick too. He really flew under the radar for me.
Yeah.
I like I would say honestly if you picked up a solid I think Rudolph for me is one of the best non PPR tight ends and
he's good. He's touchdown dependent in PPR.
I mainly got him because I wanted another tight end of the bench just because I don't know about Gronk.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Herndon's still available. I think he's a guy that can actually pop at tight end. So I would have rather taken him maybe. But Raheem Mostert there is semi-concerning. Just because
San Francisco is a run-first team.
Right, but they have so many running backs.
Yeah, I know. But, now they have really only 2, him and Coleman. Mm-hmm. And Mostert is the starter, so.
Yeah. Let's go through Matt Vo's team next, as he was in the call earlier. Thanks for him for joining us. Yeah, but overall, it was a really solid draft, I think,
I like Matt's team.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones. Adam
DK.
Thielen.
This is the best starting lineup I've seen so far without having looked at the bench yet. I think this is the best starting lineup we've looked at.
Jared Cook isn't even that bad. He's a bit
DK,
touched.
49ers, Tucker, Henry, Mahomes. Jeez, Aaron. Oh my God.
It's stacked.
Actually, I've changed my mind. He has the best starting running back duo with Jones and Henry.
No, I still I worry about Aaron Jones a bit, but I think other than Jared Cook, because I feel like Cook is touchdown dependent, and he has Austin Hooper on his bench.
That's dumb. So stacked.
Keep in mind too, like we don't know about Njoku. But and then AP should get a bunch of carries for Washington football team as well. Drew Brees off the bench. I love Drew Brees in fantasy. Yeah, this is a solid team. This is a great team.
I would if I had to pick one of the teams we've seen so far overall as my favorite to win the league, it would probably be this one.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
We'll see how
we'll go through Jackson's team next. Again, a few of these guys or a good portion of these guys did do some auto drafting. So keep that in mind as well as we go through them. But
looking at Jackson's team, you said?
Yes, we're looking at Jackson's team.
Which one's that?
Russell wins a ton.
Oh, did he auto draft?
He auto drafted a little bit. I think he came in pieces.
Oh, okay.
You guys, if you have it open, can go through some of the players on the team as well.
Sure, yeah.
He only has one quarterback.
Ooh.
He has Wentz. He has Saquon
Wentz.
Joe Mixon. He has a lot of questionable players.
Right, but we're so early in the process. DeAndre Swift is fun.
Fairbairn.
Not a amazing kicker, but I don't mind it late in the round. Kicker isn't necessarily the most valuable thing.
Ridley's a pretty good.
He has a shot to just break out.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, again, that's scary.
I had Ridley his rookie year, and he did pretty well.
Yeah, especially second half of the year.
Mixon is scary, but it has Devin Singletary on the bench. I mean, I feel like that's one of the best bench running backs we've seen.
I imagine he would start him.
You would think so.
Yeah.
I would I would start Latavius Murray. Well, actually, no. What am I saying?
No.
I'm an idiot.
You would start Latavius Murray.
Connor, I was thinking. You know what? It's called
Jake White's nights off the bench.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just like.
This is the roast session between you guys. We're gonna go through Goff's trash team next. Oh my god,
let's get it.
So my
Who's
friend
Goff
David.
Is trash?
That's my friend David who won our league last year.
Gotcha. Matt Ryan, Zeke.
Ooh.
Devontae Adams.
This is why I didn't want to. This is why I was like, not about to auto draft.
I like his starters, but not his bench.
Because as bad as I might be drafting in real life, at least it's not an auto draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a high upside team. There are definitely a lot of guys here that could.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm struggling to spin this roster as a positive. I'll be honest with you. I don't love it in general.
See, Leonard Fournette to me, I feel like I don't know. I feel like he's actually going to be more productive than people give him credit for.
I'd agree with that.
I like Tyler Lockett. I like the receiving core here. I like the tight end. I like the defense. I like the kicker. Zane Gonzalez is perfectly fine. Devontae Adams, I love. Mike Gesicki, I like to break out. Emmanuel Sanders is really underrated. So honestly, I look at this team and say it's a bunch of guys that is just really underrated.
Yeah.
Can come out and perform. Like there's going to be weeks where some of these guys off the bench like Emmanuel Sanders get 20 points. Gesicki, some weeks are going to get 20. Devontae could easily get 15 to 20 per week. So in fairness, I think it's just a bunch of guys that you would think is underrated. And that sometimes is the best way to go in fantasy. And let's go to his brother, Paul, Team Radu here, as well as we're continuing to go through some of these.
Ooh. I mean, a lot of big names, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of names that peaked a couple years ago. I really like the bench, actually. Like, I don't know. I have question marks about the starting lineup compared to some of the other starting lineups we've seen, but there are some guys on this bench. I mean, it like you were saying, if there's a decent carry, or if there's very little carry differential between Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, then Hunt could potentially be explosive, especially later in the season. J.K. Dobbins, I think, is going to be an incredible rookie running back. I mean, that's their running back.
We'll see what happens with him and Mark Ingram, though. That's kind of the biggest worry on that.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I think this starting group is kind of dicey.
Yeah.
A lot of injury prone players. But yeah.
Yeah, I like his depth, as a team, but the top line, the starting lineup, I'm not loving.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, my stuff just for some reason isn't loading as well.
Really? Do you want me to read off who he has, or?
Yeah. No, you don't have to. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll go through on my phone here for the last bit of it, but yeah, you guys kind of mentioned it. Let's see who else we can go through here. Yeah, let's go through Call's team number 1. Let's go through his team.
What a name.
Very creative. Yeah.
He had a pretty weird team name, so I'm sure he's going to change it. He's got, Aaron Rodgers, Miles Sanders, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DJ Moore, Juju. I don't have a problem with this starting line that much. I think it's pretty.
I don't love it, but
it's
not bad. But
I really don't have a problem with the starting. The bench, I think Cam Akers is really underrated.
Yes.
Jerry Jeudy, I like. Yeah, to be honest, that's not a bad team, and who knows what we're going to see from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And then with Paul's team, this starting lineup, Matthew Stafford at quarterback isn't, necessarily the worst thing. I think he can be productive. Odell worries me. Zach Ertz worries me. But D-Hop, Mike Evans is a great 1-2 pairing. And then Dalvin Cook should be solid. There's a few question marks here, but the bench is pretty nice as well. And then best ball catchers, Tanner's team. He's got Russell Wilson. He's got Alvin Kamara, which, by the way, kind of fell in this draft. But
yeah, didn't he go in the second round?
Well, he fell in terms of where we expected him to be. What are your thoughts on Tanner's team here?
I like it.
Cortland Sutton's really fun. Kenny Golladay is really fun. I think this starting line is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bench isn't.
Yeah. My only question mark is in terms of the running back depth, and it's a pretty severe question mark. But beyond that, I like it.
For me, it's receiver depth that concerns me.
I mean, he's got Jerry Jeudy. He's got. Yeah, I guess.
We're talking about best ball catchers, right? Just
best ball catchers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He said Jerry Jeudy. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. No.
Silly Brannan.
Christian Kirk is pretty fun too. They have high expectations for him this year, in the building in Arizona.
Yeah.
Do you pretty much go through every team?
I think that was every team.
Yeah, I think that was every team. Yeah. All right. That will wrap it up, I guess. Thank you so much, Connor, for coming in and joining us and seeing with Matthew.
100%, man. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here. If y'all are listening to this, subscribe, follow. I don't know the radio business like y'all do, so I'll leave y'all to that. But this is a great show. Thank y'all for having me, and I can't wait to talk to you again week 6.
Yeah, sounds great. We'll have you in for sure. Then thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Shane, as always. Great fantasy draft. We'll see how the year goes. By the way, we forgot to talk about this. Who does what if who wins? What are we? Because my thought was whoever wins the league gets to rant about whatever they want on the show. They get to come on and do a rant. It has to be appropriate. It has to be appropriate, but whoever comes on,
I think we all put in
rant.
$1,000 and the winner gets all the money.
No, we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do that. We're not gonna
drop out of the league if we're doing that.
That was a joke.
No, so yeah, that's gonna be the prize. Is whoever wins gets to come on and rant about whatever they want. Of course, has to be appropriate. But yeah, that will be the winner's prize and bragging rights for next season as well. Thank you all, and have a great rest of your day. This will be out tomorrow morning, so or morning or afternoon. But yeah, have a great rest of your day. Have a great week, you guys, and we'll see you all on